Hello students, today I am going to revise lesson 2 atmosphere. In this lesson you will learn about the composition of atmosphere, the importance of various components of atmosphere, the structure of atmosphere, the greenhouse effect, causes of destruction of the ozone layer and the global warming. So first of all, the definition of atmosphere. Earth's atmosphere is a layer of gases surrounding the planet Earth and retained by the Earth's gravity. There is no definite boundary between the atmosphere and outer space. It slowly becomes thinner and fades into space. 3/4 of the atmosphere's mass is within 11 kilometers of the planetary surface. The atmosphere is one of the most important components of the environment on the earth. In the absence of atmosphere, life would not have been possible on the earth. The atmosphere is not only the largest source of oxygen, it also protects the earth from the harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun. Role of atmosphere in maintaining temperature on the earth within a tolerable range is equally important. Plant life on earth would also not have been possible without atmosphere. It is the source of important plant nutrients such as nitrogen, carbon dioxide. Atmosphere plays a vital role in the circulation of water also. Now, the composition of the atmosphere. Atmosphere is an envelope of air around the earth. The air is a mixture of number of gases. Composition of air varies slightly from one place to the other and also with varying height in the atmosphere. However, the composition of pure dry air near the ground is fairly constant. The most abundant gas in the air is nitrogen, forming about 78% of the volume of pure dry air. Oxygen makes up another 21% of it. These two gases thus together constitute about 99% of the volume of air. The remaining volume of air is accounted for a number of gases including argon, carbon dioxide, helium, hydrogen and ozone, etc. Among these gases found in small proportions, argon is the most abundant, which forms about 0.9% of the volume of air. The proportion of these gases is fairly constant in the lower layers. Therefore, these are called the fixed components of atmosphere. Now, the components, importance of various components. First is the oxygen. Oxygen is necessary for breathing, burning and decomposition of organic matter. It also combines with various elements of the environment, causing chemical changes through the process of oxidation. Nitrogen, in combination with a number of elements, produces plant nutrients and thus makes many organic processes possible. It is used for making chemical fertilizers. Nitrogen also keeps temperatures lower and retards combustion. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is necessary for the production of organic matter by plants through the process of photosynthesis. It also absorbs the heat radiated from the earth and keeps lower layers of atmosphere warm. Now the ozone layer protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun, as if there is no ozone layer, then there will be problem of skin cancer and different form of diseases. Then the water vapor also perform important function. They are the source of all forms of precipitation. The particulate matter also performs important functions in the atmosphere. These particles scatter the energy coming from the sun. Some of the particles are water absorbing in character. They serve as condensation nuclei, which are necessary for the process of condensation of moisture present in the atmosphere. Now, the structure of the atmosphere. A study of the vertical structure of the atmosphere reveals that the density of air is more in the lower part of the atmosphere, and in the upper part the air is highly rarefied. Some of the gases constituting the atmosphere are relatively heavier than the other ones. Carbon dioxide, for example, is approximately 1.5 times heavier than the air. Oxygen and nitrogen are also relatively heavier gases of the atmosphere. The heavier gases tend to concentrate more in the lower part of the atmosphere, while the proportion of the lighter gases such as hydrogen and nitrogen is more in the upper layers of the atmosphere. Now, the troposphere. This is the lowest layer of the atmosphere, extending just above the ground. This layer contains about 3/4 of the total molecular mass of the atmosphere. Practically the entire water vapor, all particulate matter, and most of the carbon dioxide are contained in this part. Most of the weather phenomena are in fact confined to troposphere. Temperature in this layer falls at a rate of 1 degree Celsius per 165 meters, that is 6.4 degrees Celsius per kilometer, with increasing height. This fall in temperature is called the normal lapse rate. Now the stratosphere. This layer extends above the tropopause. The most important characteristics of this layer is the uniformity in the horizontal distribution of temperature. This layer has no water vapor and dust particles. Air turbulence and clouds are absent, and due to the absence of weather disturbances, this layer is considered ideal for flying jet aircraft. This layer contains most of the atmospheric ozone that absorbs the ultraviolet radiation coming from the sun. Due to this, the temperature rises with increasing height. It rises from about -80 degrees Celsius at the tropopause to about 0 degrees Celsius in the upper part of the stratosphere. After this, mesosphere. This layer extends up to about 80 km above the surface. This density of atmosphere here is very low. As in the case of troposphere, temperature decreases with increasing height in this layer. It falls about -100 degrees Celsius at the mesopause, which is the upper limit of the mesosphere. Now the thermosphere. Thermosphere is divided into two layers, that is ionosphere and exosphere. Ionosphere is located above the mesosphere and extends up to about 600 km above the surface. This layer derives its name from the electrically charged particles called ions, which are found here. Ionosphere reflects the radio waves back to the earth, thereby making radio communications possible. The ions present in this layer absorb solar radiation, leading to an increase in temperature with the increasing height here. Now the last, exosphere. This is the topmost layer of the Earth's atmosphere. Here the atmosphere is in a highly rarefied form and the atmospheric pressure is extremely low. The normal gas laws cease to apply at this height. The upper limit of exosphere is uncertain as this layer acts as transitional zone between the Earth's atmosphere and the interplanetary space. So I am concluding this lesson. In the next video I will explain the rest of the part of this lesson. So thank you for today and watch the next video.